Hello, true art believers, and welcome. Welcome. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. This is Pierson. You are watching the #1 live art streamer in the world. And today is day 150 of 200 days of drawing. I'm pretty excited about that. 150 days straight of non-stop live stream drawings for the past 150 days. My goal is to hit to 200, and then after that, I'm going to do 200 more. We'll see what happens after I hit that 200 day mark milestone. I'll be very pleased when that happens. Now, what I typically do is I do live art streams, and I also do artist interviews on this channel. And if you like or are interested in that type of content, don't forget to subscribe for more. Now, without further ado, let's begin today's drawing. Cue the music. All right, welcome everyone. How is everyone doing? I'm trying to fix something now. Just realized that my camera is on blur. So I have this camera here. There we go. It was auto-focusing on something else. So we got that all squared away. For a second, it was like blurry, and I don't want my camera to be blurry here. So let's begin today's drawing. And for those that watch this, they already know like how I kind of pursue this drawing strategy. It's always the same thing. I don't really change the formula up that much, but today it's going to be more of the same type of thing because it's vacation. Well, I say I'm on vacation. I'm just at a different location. Let's just put it that way. There's vacation and different location. I'm in a different location. Does that mean I'm vacationing? I don't know. I think that's something I need to consider or think about. So as I've been doing as of lately, I have been doing these, been drawing cactuses for the past 50 or so days. And I'm going to do about 100 of them. That's going to be a goal of mine to achieve 50. Oh, let's do that. 50. My goal is to do 100. Was it? Use a different brush. There we go. 100 cactus drawings. And so far we got about my brush isn't working. What's happening? Let's reset. Where am I? Let's see here. I gotta look at some settings here. So apparently I messed up my settings. Let's go tab lock caps. Press B. There we go. There we go. Brush. Do I have my brush? So apparently I'm drawing, but I can't see it. I've been drawing in gray the whole time. I was like, why is it still in gray? Is what I want to know. What's up, my friend? How are you doing today? I'm having a little issue here. I'm having some issues. So we're gonna do this. Got to figure out what's been going on here. Okay, back in action. Now let's see if I can get my gray tone here. Now, what is? Oh, I was in a mixer tool. I was like, why is it doing this color? Like for the longest while, I was like, gosh. I was in a mixer tool. I'm pretty good. I'm actually on vacation. I'm out of town and I'm doing these via remotely, which is why I don't have the lighting. So I'm doing this remotely. Okay, so today we're just going to kind of, let's see here. Let's just go back and do a simple cactus. We're just going to do like the standard two like leaf cactus that I've been drawn. No, I don't want to do that one. So this really threw me in a loop. It threw me out of sorts. What I have, I was drawing with, I had it like in a brush setting that was like, what was it? Let's see what kind of brush setting I had it in. I was on the brush tool, but I had it in the mixer brush tool as opposed to the brush tool. And so I was drawing in gray, and I was basically mixing the, there we go. I was mixing the gray background. All right, so we're just gonna go with the standard like simple little cactus. Maybe do like maybe give like this one like some low arms. Like this was like, hi, look at me, right? It's like waving a little bit. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. A little bit out of sorts doing this. This is something that I would never have thought of doing or considered doing because it'd been like it would have been too much of a hassle, and it really is kind of a hassle to do a live stream while you're out of town because I don't have cool equipment. Like I don't have like a drawing tablet. I don't have a like a traveling van, and so like taking this out and about was a little bit of like it was a struggle. No joke, it was a struggle. There was like, where do I put this stuff? You know, and like, what do I do with it? Right. And so that's what I was dealing with. So we had a little bit of a problem with this cactus, and now we're back in action. I was having issues. Now I think I'm back in action. Again, sometimes I press keys or buttons that I don't recall that I pressed, and I have to like do a bit of problem solving because I typically just kind of like fluster around on my drawing device here all the time. It's not abnormal for me to make those mistakes. So now we're going to do the background shape, which is going to be, we're going to have it yellow. We're going to do a yellow, like a yellow background. We're just going around, just like before, I'm going to go around the, and we'll do yellow. And then we're going to do, I don't like this stylus. It's got this darn button here. And I'm always pressing it. I got to figure out, it is pretty. I got to figure out a way to avoid that. All right. I'm going to do yellow. And the yellow is going to be, we're going to have the complementary color of like a light blue probably. So I got to make up some time here because I actually I had a few things kind of bottlenecking me just a moment ago. I didn't expect for like some friction to occur so early in the beginning of the drawing process. So that kind of threw me for a loop, to be honest with you. We'll do something like this, like there we go. Have that bottom edge of the pot popping through the bottom there. And we're just going to kind of erase the remainder. Can I erase anything else? Erase anything else? There you go. Now that's good. Now we're gonna breeze through this because I've gotten really good at this, and hopefully I can catch up. Like hopefully I can make up some time. Hopefully I'll be able to make up some time here in this section of the drawing because I kind of bled through. I kind of went through some I burned through some extra time just trying to figure out what I was doing. And it was something as simple as just like that mixer brush. The problem is when you Photoshop, it doesn't really declare when you change a setting or a brush. It's not like you are on this. It's like, okay, I think I'm on the brush setting. but apparently not. So you have to like kind of do some investigation on the left side of the panel, the left panel there, to see if there's anything out of sorts. And it turns out there was. And it's not like it, as I said, Photoshop doesn't declare that you've made any drastic changes to your drawing or to your setting. You know, it just assumes that that's the setting that you want it to be. But you know, it doesn't like pop up and show that you've changed settings. You know, it doesn't say like, oh, you're pressing shift. Oh, you're holding this button, you know? And so that's what I had to kind of, that's why I had to notice there. And it was just something that I didn't catch right off. And I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm still kind of getting my ground with regards to doing these live on outside of where I normally do my lives. And I'm just lucky that I have the place that I'm staying, the people I'm staying with have allowed me to use this extra space. Otherwise, it would be really, really, it would be not good. It would I was fully prepared. I was fully prepared to do these live streams with my computer set up like on the ground and the tablet set up on the ground, and me just draw like with me drawing with let's do this, something like that will be fine. There you go. We'll leave it like that. Yeah, me drawing without having a camera on, just have the mic on and such and talk to that way. But like it would be the most uncomfortable setting, and I was prepared to do that. I was like, you know, if I have to do that, I'll do it. I don't. It's not like it's not like it's out of the ordinary for me to do something like that, and it wouldn't be the worst of situations to do a live stream. I guess there could be there's certainly like better situations you could be in, but it wouldn't be the worst. So I'm lucky to have the ability to do this in this setting, and that way I can still maintain my goal of doing 200 live streams straight, you know, one live stream a day, and to maintain a drawing a day, right? So that is what I'm trying to achieve. So if I can maintain doing one drawing a day, I'm happy. And whether or not the drawings are decent or good, that's at the eye of the beholder. Or I guess I can get subjective with mine. I can get a little bit more critical of my drawings, right? I can definitely do that. You know, I can make things a little bit, I can be a little bit more, I'm going to leave it like jagged like that. A little bit something like that. There we go. We'll leave it. No, I could definitely be more critical. All right. So now that's done. We're not even going to bother the outline. I'm going to zoom out real close here. I'm going to put a special layer settings. But first, I'm going to take a sip of Coca-Cola. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of soda. I don't think you can say that word on streams, can you? Unless you're like sponsored or something like that. I don't know. So this yellow, I know that you like the yellow. I personally think it's kind of overpowering. I really do. So I'm going to take a yellow here, and we're going to do like the light blue equivalent. Yeah. We're going to do the light blue equivalent of this yellow. And very simple. We're not going to do anything fancy. The reason I'm not going to do anything fancy with this, because I'm actually way behind. I had a few, you were watching, you know, I had a hiccup, and it really kind of threw me behind, and so I'm not gonna have it like I'm not gonna get really fancy with this background or add in a little bit more variety with the yellows. So typically on these backgrounds, even though I have a gradient, what I will do is sometimes I'll get a different yellow or different blue, or a brighter yellow or a brighter blue or darker blue. I might actually do the darker blue, to be honest with you. I might do like a darker blue here. Oh, I got fancy. This is too fancy, guys. So it's like a blue to yellow or yellow to blue. Gradient, just using the soft like brush. It's an airbrush like this. I'm trying to get this yellow stripe here. There we go. There we go. Oh man, we had a few hiccups. Okay, so now we're doing better. We got our background in, and now to the pot. Gosh, it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge like my timeline now because of the I felt like I feel like I've never drawn before in my life. I feel like that that hiccup that I just had where I was very lost in the brush settings. I feel like that shouldn't have happened. That probably shouldn't have happened. And I will know in the future that that can occur. Just like before when I had some problems with like some eraser settings or some brush settings, it was turning out that you can change the mode of your brush settings up here at the top here, up there. You know, it doesn't notify you. And that's the thing about Photoshop. Like if you change a certain mode, it doesn't say like do you know that you changed your mode setting of your brush to like what? Darken or multiply or overlay? Like unless you're consciously aware that that's what you did, it doesn't tell you. So sometimes because of that, you start drawing like something seems a little off with this brushwork, and all of a sudden you look around and you do a little bit of investigation, like aha, so that is what was happening here, and that's why my brushes or the marks I was making were making these weird effects. I could have sworn I did not do anything like that. And then you go ahead and you do the correction, proper corrections, right? So now I know that if I'm having some issue like that, I might need to go and check if my brush is actually on the brush icon and not on like the mixer or smudge icon, because it doesn't necessarily tell you that it's doing that. So there you have it. Oh, there we go. It's kind of zoomed in accidentally. Don't know how I did that. Think about this. I don't know how I do half these, but like whenever something happens like out of nowhere, I'm like, how did I do that? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that happened. It's kind of drawing something, and all of a sudden it did a little thingy. It did a little thingy me jig. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna pretend like this pot is just barely has a lip. Like we're gonna pretend it has like oops, like it barely has an edge on it. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pretend like it has like a very small edge. That's what we're gonna do for this one. So we're gonna play around with that kind of idea. So it has just a small little edge. So that's a different take that I normally don't do with these type of drawings, where I don't really have that happen. So we're gonna do like a darker edge here, kind of really. There you go. There we go. Oops. And I did that on a different layer, on the same layer. I didn't mean to do that. Oh gosh. Here we go. This little, there we go. This kind of, and let's see here. Get the blue. We're gonna do something like this. We're gonna add some of this color here. There we go. And then like here, we're gonna do like the yellow. We do like a dark red or something. Do like a dark red. Oops. So I'm playing around with the colors a little bit on this one, and yeah, something like that. And then right here, really go dark, maybe define that edge a little bit more with a darker contour here. And let's do something like that as well, but with a smaller. I'm getting a little too micro, probably because I'm a little, there's some anxiety, not anxious, like anxious energy happening. And that anxious energy is causing me to press a bunch of screens. There you go. Come on, come on. There we go. Like this. There we go. Let's get this right here. And maybe put a little bit of the red up here. Some of the red. A little bit of red. Some red here. It's for fun. Kind of play around with the... Okay, I think that's it for that. Now let's work on the sand. So this is something I've... Yeah, I'm way behind on this, folks. We got to do a lot of work in such a short amount of time. I did not mean this one's going to be a little bit sus. It's going to be a little bit suspect, guys. It's going to be not as good. We had a few things kind of cause a point of friction at the drawing, and that's okay. You know, that is okay. It's okay to make those mistakes. I think a lot of us, when we're doing these drawings, we're like, oh no, I'm making mistakes. Let's trash it. You know, we don't want to be like that. We want to be a little bit more open-minded and just accept that sometimes you have good drawings and sometimes you don't. Like, I don't like this pot, but I'm not going to spend the rest of my time just like dwelling on it, right? I'm not too keen on the cactus either, but we're just going to have to say, like, you win some, you lose some. Like yesterday, I actually was quite proud or quite happy about how the drawing went. But this one, I'm not as pleased with it. I'm not as it's not as I don't like how it's going. And now we'll see what happens. We'll see if I'm able to salvage it in a manner that I like it within the next 8 minutes or so. And that's fine too. You know, again, maybe tomorrow when I look at it, I'm like, you know what, there's certain things that were kind of nice with this, even though a lot of things I'm not too pleased with. And that's good too, right? So you got to be very malleable with your opinions of your work. And understand that each work has its fine qualities, and you know, some may be better than others and some may not. So what I might need to do is I might play it around with the contrast. So I might have some really dark tones on here because the background tone is pretty it's pretty light, you know, with all things considered. So I might make it like a darker cactus with like a little bit of highlights, simply so that I can have contrast between the two. So that's what I'm probably going to play around here with my time. So I think I'm going to try to work on this for the next 6 minutes and really dial it in. You know, really dial it in. There we go. Play around with contrast, play around with really dark greens, and just really push that idea of like really dark tones. So you have like really dark tones with light tones mixed together, in some form of harmony. Or at least I like to think there's going to be a little bit of harmony in it. And I might even do something as create like some sort of crazy outline, right? Or maybe like I'll do like take like a blue and do like a crazy blue outline on the side here, on the top of these edges a little bit, so that there's some separation between the yellow and here, because right now I need to figure out a way to separate them visually, and that's going to have to be done through some contrast or some sort of color manipulation. You know, again, these aren't realistic cactuses, so I can get away with pretty much anything. I can. They don't have to look like a cactus. They can be cactus-like, you know, and there can be some nice qualities with them. Like I kind of like having this dark contrasting core shadow right here. Like there's light behind it, you know, and then like there's light behind it, and then light is slowly wrapping around it a little bit. So that's what I'm going to be kind of playing around with, I guess. So I kind of like it like that. So this might be another experimental piece. So this is going to be, I'm thinking that this is where it's leaning at, where I don't like where it's going. I didn't like where it was going in the beginning. So I'm going to change, I'm going to flip the script, and I'm going to use it as a chance to kind of play around with something that hasn't really been on my mind, but might be a good chance to kind of fiddle around. So like, let's imagine that this cactus, there's a light behind it, and then there's just a little bit of light coming around the object, and that's creating this kind of halo effect. I think that might be something to kind of ponder with this one particularly. And I can also play around with this blue, kind of wrapping around here, making it feel, I don't know, again, having a little bit of fun with it and not taking it too seriously because of just because, you know, you don't want to take all your drawings too seriously. It's like, why do you have that blue like outline? It looks corny, but I kind of like it now that now that I kind of like been looking at it for a while, for the last few minutes. It's kind of wearing on me. It's kind of rubbing on me the right way. You know, it's looking nice. It's got a nice little appeal to it. It's interesting texture wise. I think as I keep moving my brush on the surface, there's a little bit more harmony with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to like rationalize why it doesn't look that good. Who knows? That could be part of it. Sometimes you got to like make some sort of reasoning, logical reasoning, like why this isn't as good as it could be. And you know, I guess this could be one of the reasonings. I don't know. So I like this area. I think I need to make it a little darker on this edge here. A little core shadow, like really, really dark. And make this a little darker here. Make these really dark here. Get this right here. You can see so maybe this is like a cactus that's in dusk or something, and it's getting darker. But in order to exaggerate the foreground and background, I am mixing these colors together. And what if I were to do like a little bit dark blue? Ooh, look at that! Kind of play around some blues here. You have like a dark blue and a light blue kind of on top. Like it doesn't make sense because we know that the cactus is green, right? So why not? Why not play around with it in that manner? And I don't know. Why not? Why can't I do this? Because this is my cactus, and if I want to put like a blue halo around it, I can do whatever I want to, right? Doesn't have to be great, but I kind of like it like that. So I'm going to spend a few more minutes on it before I do my what do you call it? Put the thorns on it. I'm going to spend a few more minutes, put some thorns on it, call it a day, and we'll just kind of take this as a learning experience and see, because I got a little bit out of it. I got a little bit out of this drawing. I learned a few things that I wasn't privy to. Like I never would have thought that I would have pressed a button on my menu right here saying something along the lines of like doing something like what was it doing? Doing a mixer brush tool as opposed to being the brush tool. I never would have even considered that would happen to me. I'm like, that's just something that you don't think about. So I do something like this. Do a little bit of a it's like a deep, dark cast shadow cactus, you know. Maybe what if it was like what if this cactus was like burnt, you know? Like it was like someone took a flamethrower and kind of flamed it a little bit, charred it up a bit. You never know what that's going to be, what's going to happen, right? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is is the blue and the green on the top and bottom a good choice? I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's making it's making the bottom pot feel a little bit more acceptable. Although I think I like the teal here in the bottom. I like some of the red. I just don't think I like how I handled the top area. The sand's okay. Um, but then again, it's not great. So I do thank you. I like some parts of it. So like it's one of those things that I'll like. I may not like it right now, but like maybe tomorrow when I've gotten like a 24-hour period where I haven't looked at the drawing, I'll be like, you know what, some of that stuff was kind of not revolutionary, but kind of like really, really chancy to do, or at least I think would be like chancy. Like I'm taking a risk. Like it, and you think like, oh, you're just putting a green hue on the bottom and a blue little thing around it, and you're calling it a risk. No, it's not really a risk, but it does it does activate a little bit of the wonder in drawing. Like what I mean by that is like, I wonder if this is a good idea. I'm is this the right course of action for this drawing? Did I make the right choice? Now you can dwell on that till the cows come home, right? I'm gonna do, and this one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna make thicker thorns. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna go with some thick thorns, thicker and slightly taller. So you can dwell on it till the cows come home, and really overanalyze it. And I think the good thing about doing volume work, like drawing in volume, where you're drawing every day and you're doing a new drawing each day, I think the good thing about that everyone should consider doing, is that when you do this, your attachment to your drawings isn't as strong as when you would spend like 30 hours on one drawing and then it didn't pan out the way that you wanted it to, and then you get a little frustrated and you don't draw for another month or 2 weeks or a week or 2 days or whatever it is, because you're not seeing the progress that you want, that the progress that you thought you'd accrue through that time of drawing, that one drawing, even though you spent a lot of time on it. So I think doing multiple series or multiple drawings kind of like this, you can grow in different avenues and not even know it, you know? So like I think I'm growing in this and I'm learning new like things that people don't tell you in the Photoshop tutorials. Like I learned through the Photoshop. Like I go on YouTube and look up Photoshop tutorials, and they they don't talk about like sometimes you might hit a key and your brush is doing something and you don't know what it's doing and you don't know how to reset it. And then we're like, well, what do I do? Well, here's a few things you might want to look at. If it's doing this, you might want to go and check if the brush is on a different mode. If it's doing this, you want to check if the brush is actually in brush mode and not on, like not in the same brush tab, but in a different brush setting, if that makes sense. Because there's like brush settings and brush modes. So I'm kind of taking my time with these thorns here. I think because they're a little thicker, I don't want to go overboard with them. And because where I'm placing them is really dark, I don't know if it's really necessary for me to like draw them, but I'm going to put them there anyways, so that people who want to look at these drawings really closely will find that there are little bitty thorns inside the dark areas when I don't necessarily need to be doing that, because if I look real close, you really can't see them. Okay. Like you really can't see them. So a few things I've learned, I've been playing around with is the saturating, like doing this hyper, like high contrast on the tips of the cactus. I think that's kind of fun. Where they like it feels, I think I've stated this before, where it feels like I shoved a light bulb inside the arm of the cactus and it's like glowing from the inside. I like that. What I might need to start thinking about is flipping the script again, and instead of having these like really ultra vibrant background tones like the bright yellow and blues, I might need to go down and do the same, do like a more muted palette, so that when I use my use more vibrant colors on the cactus, it's going to be so much more vibrant visually because of the contrast of the colors. I'm going to give an example in a second once I do these thorns here, because this is something I've been kind of thinking about doing. If I were to take like the yellow and blue, what if I make it like I'm going to do like a grayscale of it and see what it would look like, and see if it does somehow gives in a proper approximation what it would look like if I had more muted tones and darker tones in the background. So I'm going to zoom out for a second. We're going to go to the background, and we're going to go and see if we can put like no color. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. I'm opening up some history. Where's the history? Unlock. Okay, I didn't do anything. All right, so let's see. Layer. I want to see if I can change hue and saturation of the background. So let's go to do preview. It's like, so This is what I'm thinking about doing. Maybe do something like this, not gray, but have the layer background layer be like a darker color, and then so that the cactus seems more vibrant. So that's something I might play around with in the future. Not sure yet. We will see. So before I go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to consider this done. I'm not going to touch it. And the way I'm going to force myself to consider it done is I'm basically you're not going to be able to see this. I'm going to select these layers and I'm going to group them. I'm going to show you how I'm grouping them. So I'm going to group them like this. And this is Control Shift, Control E. And so they're grouped. I'm going to lock each layer. I'll show you how they're grouped. So I grouped them, so I can't change that. So I grouped them so like this is one group. Oh, it's gone. This is another group. It's gone. And this is another group. There we go. So I grouped them. They're gone. They're merged in one layer, and I'm going to label them again as cactus. Just doing a few things, and there we go. So we have them all grouped together like that, and that should be it. Now it's time to do my handy dandy signature. Get this, move it down here. We're going to move down here and we're going to draw a signature at 9 pixels. So it's going to be P 20 20 21 150 out of 200. So there we go. I think the signature is a little large, but I don't care. I'm like getting so micro with my drawings that yeah, I'm getting too micro. There we go. Lock it. And here we go. So we went from this outline pretty close to this. And that is it. All right, 1 second. I'm going to do a few more rotations on my little phone here. I'm going to move out of the way afterwards. And 3, 2, and 1, Mississippi. Boom. Yeah, so get that out of the way of the camera. So that is it. You know, I was actually a little worried at the beginning. I'm always a little bit worried. I find it very funny when we see these artists that are doing live streams. They never have any problems. No problems with their drawing. Everything's going smooth as a whistle. Me, I'm always like, oh no, things are not going smooth as a whistle. They're not going smooth at all. Thanks, man. Thank you. I always feel like they never go smooth, but I'm able to with enough time and just true grit and like persistence, I'm able to wrangle it into something that's decent. Don't like the yellow and blue. I don't like it. Again, maybe tomorrow I'll like it, but right now I don't like it. I think I like how I made that deep core shadow in the foreground of the cactus, make it feel really, really dark, and then have those nice halo-like tips on the tops of the cactus there. That's kind of nice. I did a few new things there, and I kind of like that. I might pursue it more. I'm going to play around with my next drawing. I'm going to play it a little bit with the background. I don't know what I'm going to do. What do you think I should do? Do you think it'd be a good idea if I were to make the tones a little bit more grayish, not like gray, but like a gray yellow or a gray blue or like a darker blue or darker yellow, and then that way when I do my cactus, it's going to be a little bit more vivid. I think that might really help. I think it's going to add that contrast that I might be looking for. The background this time is fully gray as opposed to kind of like a hue of it's the background, not the shape background, like the background, like this that gray background. Normally it's like I would have it like a hue, a grayish yellow or a grayish blue. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. If you enjoy this content, you enjoy hearing me talk, and also enjoy me struggling through the drawing process, even after drawing 50 cactuses, don't forget to subscribe for more content on my channel, please and thank you. Anyways, I ought to be leaving. I hope you have a wonderful day. It has been real. It has been fun. It has been real fun. Pierson out. Cheers.